You've heard James say it a million times. Respect the Polygon. At Weather Call, we make the Polygon better. We call, text, or email you so you'll always know when you're in danger. No matter who you are, there's a Weather Call solution right for you. Check us out at weathercallservices.com.
It's the afternoon video update. This is for Tuesday, the 11th of June. I'm James Spann. A very dry air mass in place across Alabama today. Very pleasant. We'll see rising heat levels later this week. Get ready for the hottest weekend so far this year. And we have a low-end chance of a tropical system forming in the off the southeast Atlantic coast in the Atlantic, maybe down in the Bay of Campeche. So several things to talk about today. Here's the upper air look, and we have a trough over the eastern seaboard, and that's responsible for the dry air we are enjoying today. That's the visible satellite view. A beautiful day. Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, dew points are down. Feels good. Closest rain across the Florida peninsula, not the panhandle, but the peninsula. Interstate 4 and points south. They'll see a lot of rain for the next several days. Look at here. It's only 77 at Coleman at mid-afternoon. Wow. 78 for Haleyville. Birmingham 82. Those numbers, of course, are well below average. We do note it's 90 down to the south in Mobile and Dothan. Check the watch warning map around the nation today. And again, we do note a flash flood watch for extreme South Florida. And again, some heat issues back in the southwest U.S. Otherwise, things are fairly quiet. Got several small severe weather threats through tonight. One over Texas, a couple off to the northeast and west. But again, we're obviously in dry air here. Tomorrow, a chance of severe storms over parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and some of the adjacent states. And on day 3, which is Thursday, got a risk of severe storms from near Denver to near Detroit. Got a slight risk around St. Louis and Kansas City. So here's the rain for the next 7 days. And for North Alabama, just basically nothing. And I still think the numbers are a little too aggressive for South Alabama. You've got a beach trip coming up. Yes, there could be some showers Sunday and early next week, but I just don't think it rains that much on the central Gulf Coast. That's the strip from Gulf Shores over to Panama City Beach. We'll take a look at the new modeling here in a second. So the tropics, for the first time of this season, there is an X on that map. This is the 2-day outlook from the National Hurricane Center, and notice the X is just west of Tampa Bay. And there's no tropical system here now. This is just a broad trough. And as that moves into the Atlantic off the southeast coast of the United States, the Hurricane Center giving this a 20% chance, a low-end chance of becoming a depression or storm. And if anything develops there, that'll move on out. That has no impact at all for the central Gulf Coast, places like Gulf Shores, Destin, Panama City Beach. This is what's bringing the rain to South Florida for the next day or so. Thought we'd look at the probabilistic outlook coming off the European global model. And again, you can see in the Atlantic, low-end chances of tropical storm formation, basically in the really 10 to 30% range off the coast of the Carolinas, then up into the Canadian Maritimes. The other area of interest is the Bay of Campeche, the far southwestern Gulf. And again, low-end probabilities at this point. And I should say this is the outlook through June 21st. And if anything forms in the Bay of Campeche, the southwest Gulf, that's most likely headed toward either Mexico or Texas. And notice for, again, the central Gulf Coast, that's Gulf Shores over to Pensacola, Navarre, Destin, Fort Walton, Panama City Beach, Cape San Blas, Indian Pass. No chance of tropical storm formation here on modeling through June 21st. That's for the next 10 days. So you'll see all kind of stuff floating around here, but just that's the way it looks for now. But I don't want anybody to think their beach trip is going to be ruined by some hurricane or something for the next 10 days. It might be later in the season, but for the next 10 days, no. So model fans, let's go. The GFS, this is the 12Z run. This is valid tomorrow afternoon at 4. And again, we got an upper high that's over the southwest. Trough has moved off the Atlantic coast, a weak flow aloft, and we're still in dry air. Many spots will likely start the day in the upper 50s over North Alabama. The high will be in the upper 80s. And the dew points are down. Pretty nice day. So this is Thursday. And again, there's evidence a little slug of moisture might try and creep up the Chattahoochee there in the Alabama-Georgia state line. But again, we're going to leave the forecast dry. Low to mid-90s, partly to mostly sunny. Friday, mostly sunny and hot. Mid-90s are likely. Saturday as the weekend begins, sunny and hot. We might see some upper 90s in here. Hottest Saturday so far this year. We'll check the temperature anomalies. Again, this is for Saturday, and you can see we're clearly in the red here. Now, it's nice and below average to the north, but down here, again, we're expecting high Saturday between 95 and 100. And then on Sunday, most of the state still hot and dry, mid to upper 90s. But there's evidence there could be a few showers over the southwestern part of the state and near the Gulf Coast. And again, that's not to say it's going to rain that much, but a chance of showers. And then Monday, tropical moisture begins to increase, and this is suggesting there could be a few showers around. And let's go to Tuesday, a week from today, the 18th. And again, there's an upper high to the east, a trough coming into the western states, and the GFS depicting a chance of showers mainly for the far western side of the state. But again, let's look at the European. The European says, hey, not so fast here. It's basically dry for all of Alabama. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week. And again, we tend to side with this model because of its better performance in the longer range at this range during this time of the year. So we might consider mentioning a few isolated showers Sunday or early next week, but it sure looks like it's not going to rain that much. Let's go out 10 days. This is Friday, June 21st. Again, ridging in place here, and that looks pretty standard for summer. Kind of hot, muggy, a few pop-up showers around. Here's a look at rain for Birmingham. This is coming off the European ensemble between now and the 27th of June, and just not a lot. And again, there's a fairly big spread in the ensemble members, but you want to see the mean, which is the green line. You know that by now if you watch these videos, and the mean is a little under 1 inch. Just not that much. Take a look at temperatures for Birmingham coming off the NBM, National Blend of Models. Here comes the heat. 89 tomorrow, 93 Thursday, mid-90s on Friday, 98 on Saturday. And then thankfully numbers come back down for next week with highs around 90. And hey, hot off the presses, got the brand new CPC outlook. This is for June 19th through June 25th. And if this works out, temperatures would be above average over the eastern two-thirds of the United States, including the Deep South. So that's it. And again, VBS week rolling along. Huge crowd today. Double Oak Community Church. I'll be there all week. Next week, it's a vacation week. Then back on the summer school program schedule the following week. And again, no book signings until the end of the month. In fact, I just got a note from the publisher. I want to say we're coming to Fort Payne. Yeah, June 29th. That'll be our next book signing. June 29th. Fort Payne at the Spot Coffee Shop. We've been there before. It's a great place. We're going to have a lot of fun. So at the end of the month, we'll be back on the book tour. Don't forget this evening to join us on ABC 3340 News. Hey, right across the hall, Studio A at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.